Hey, welcome to Learning Self-Reliance. My name is Roland, and today I'm going to do another mock bug out by myself. Brought Penny along. Behind me you can see a steel trailer. There's some sheep herders that live all the way up here on the National Forest full time, and they take care of their sheep. They've got a couple of dogs, and they're pretty interested in Penny. Not sure if they were all boys, but they were quite interested. One of them was definitely taking a liking to her. But I've got my pretty much the same gear I brought last time. I've got my bag, my bug out bag or inch bag, whatever you want to call it. Its intended use is to be, in theory, everything I need for months of some semi-comfortable living. The goals of this trip is to get more practice at bushcraft. Dog twisted around me. Specifically focusing on shelter making and sustainable fire. Last time I made my shelter, and I just had the hardest time coming up with a way to make it rainproof without really damaging so much of the wildlife or plants around here. So the problem was that the forest here has just been devastated. The pine trees specifically, from a beetle from Japan that has just obliterated all the pine trees. You know, it's like 2/3 of them are dead, or 3/4, something like that, a huge amount. And I didn't want to take a bunch of pine boughs, which was really the only way I could think of to create a shelter. So this time I'm hoping I can use some of the foliage that's grown up now, because if you see around me, there's, you know, shoulder-high plants that have been growing since it's late summer. It's July right now, and the end of July. So I could probably use a lot of this stuff to make a shelter and get some practice into that. Hopefully I can make it more rainproof and get better at that. And I also want to learn to do some more sustainable fire. So I've got my ferro rod, which is great. I've got a couple ferro rods. I've got some lighters, some char cloth, and some pre-made char cloth. So anyways, what I'm going to try to do is use my Altoids tin, find some punky wood, something like that around here, make some char cloth, and try to take that, use my compass, which has a magnifying glass built into it, a plastic magnifying glass, take that and create a sustainable fire with that. Because as long as the magnifying glass doesn't get too scratched up or broken, then as long as I've got a metal tin like my Altoids tin, in theory I've got years and years of fire making using those two things. So I'm going to try to practice some of that. But the location I'm in, I've been here a bit, but I'm not exactly sure where water is. So if you watched my last video, there was a little shot I had of Penny just running way off in the distance. I was practicing some fishing. She's running off, and up behind there is actually where I'm at right now. So I'm on the other side of that river, which very well may be the only source of water around here. But I'm taking a well-used path here. I'm not sure if you can see it behind me. Well-used path. And I'm gonna follow this, find some water, find some shelter material, make a primitive shelter. So I can go over some quick contents of my bag for everybody, in case you haven't watched my video talking about the specifics of what I bring. But last time I brought a tomahawk. I took that out. Didn't quite use it as much as I wanted to. Want to lighten up, especially if I bring my whole kit, which would be my AR-15 and chest rig. It would be something like 60 pounds, including food, about 70 pounds or so. You know, if you throw in some water, some stuff like that. And that's a ton of weight to carry around, and I don't like it. So that's what I'm here for, is to remove more items and to get more practice. Anyways, contents of the bag. I've got a cheaper $40 or so sleeping bag, plenty enough for summertime sleeping. I've got a inflatable mattress, which I've thought about replacing with something a little more durable, but those things are like $200–300, so that's not exactly priority. Oh, you probably saw behind me at the beginning of it, there was a pickup truck. That's my new Toyota Tacoma, new to me. My wife and I saved up for months and months to get that pickup truck because we like going and camping, but we don't. We didn't have a four-wheel drive vehicle. We only had a little sedan, which was in the last video, and that, as soon as there's mud, it's over. So we got this pickup truck with some four-wheel drive so we can go out, have some fun. More about the bag. I've got a bow saw, knife strapped to my hip, extra large ferro rod, repair kit and maintenance kit, like needles, thread, some stropping compound, diamond sharpening rod. Hold on, let me take this thing off, Penny. Penny, come. Alright, she's off the leash now, she should be fine. Okay, and then I've also got a large, robust water bladder. It's the MSR dromedary bag, I think is what's called, MSE, MSR, something like that. Holds 10 liters, or about 3 gallons, which is an enormous amount of water. I've got some simple cooking things like a cup and a bottle, both steel. I've got a titanium plate, and I've got spork. What else have I got in there? Oh, a simple fishing kit, just in one of those little kind of bottle configurations. There's a ton of these gorgeous butterflies around here. All mating. Gross. And got my shotgun here, break action 12 gauge. It's hideous. I painted it myself using just spray paint and laziness, but it works. Break action. I've got a 22 long rifle adapter for it, which is primarily what I'm going to use for any hunting right now. Maybe I'll find some squirrel or a rabbit, shoot it, skin it, eat it. Give Penny some once I've cooked it because I don't want her getting worms. That's about it for the major things I think in the bag. There's lots of little things, you know, gloves. I don't know if I mentioned my folding bow saw, which I really like. Tears through logs. So I'm just hiking down through these aspens, trying to get down to more water areas. So I'm going down in hopes of finding water. I've never been on this side of the mountain before. I'm on the opposite side of the hill that Penny was running down. Never been over here. Not certain if there's any water, which is the primary thing I'm going to need to find. I live in Utah, so water can be pretty scarce sometimes. All right, this path's pretty much gone right now. Got like, that's these gorgeous purple flowers around here. No idea what they are, sadly. Some of this almost corncob looking black stuff here. Oh, it's a little possible ravine. I'm not sure if I hear water, but I think that's just wind. Could be water, probably wind. So in my 12 gauge, only brought a couple slugs, a couple bird shot, not more than that. I'm not planning on using the 12 gauge for anything but self-defense. I'm only going to do the only thing I've got a license for right now is the small game. So that's what I'm primarily going to stick to. All right, so I'm down at the bottom of this little ravine, and amazingly, there is a tiny stream here. Barely a trickle, but plain enough to get some water. Let me show it to you. Yeah, there's Penny getting in frame because she loves it. Here she is enjoying some water. Perfect. When I was driving here, she kept barking, and I had her in the back in her kennel, just tied down, and she kept barking. Couldn't figure out why. Took her out. Thought she wanted something to drink. Gave her some water. She wouldn't even drink it. Took her to the bathroom. She kept barking anyway, so I just ignored her. But she just drank some water, which is perfect. This is a little bit better, a little bit more open spot, like that. A little bit clearer too. So I think I'm probably gonna set up camp right over here in these aspens. Right over there. Don't know though, I gotta make sure I've got a source of firewood. So I'll have to go scout around up there, but I'll probably drop my heavy bag off and just take a jaunt around here. See what I can find. So yesterday I was just relaxing, enjoying some vacation. Today's Thursday, by the way, so I took some time off from work to do this. And I was taking out the garbage and just bashed my toe into the concrete steps in front of my house. So bad, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to go, but heck around, I really haven't even noticed it, so it's healed enough between then and now. Where's that dog? Oh, there she is. All I can see is grass blades moving around. It's all so much taller than she is. So I'm glad my toe is working well enough that I can do this, because I've been planning on this for months. Alright, got a downed aspen over here. Another one here. There's some firewood. And I am covered in frickin' stickers. Not a surprise. Just want them to stop poking my leg. That's all I want. I don't know about you, but I loathe, absolutely loathe, having stickers inside of my shoe. One of the worst things that can ever happen. Here we go. Looks like some elk or something bedded down here. All the grass is already smashed down. Well, oh, got some stinging nettle here. And that is why you wear pants. Well, I'm not going to camp right here then. I'm going to camp in the middle of a stinging nettle. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. So, here we are. The evil stinging nettle. It's edible though. If you really want, you can boil it, which apparently disables the toxins in it. Makes it so you can eat it. But apparently it doesn't taste so good when it's older. You want to do it when it's young. Fresh shoots, and these are definitely not fresh shoots. Right, I'm going to drop my bag off, do some scouting around here, see what we can find. So if this were a real bug out, I would not have my camera. I don't care for it. I would not have dog leash and chain and things like that. So a few pounds would be gone if I wasn't doing this YouTube channel, taking this dog out. But I mean, I would have her, but I wouldn't bother with a leash and that crap. All I do is just throw a rope on her if I really needed to put a hold her down for some reason. Quite a lot smashed down here. Could be like a whole elk herd or something. Pretty nice little spot. Yeah, there's a lot of downed aspens here. There's still just so much stinging nettle though. Man. Speaking of stinging nettle, my nephew definitely a boy, and he wanted to go hunting with my brother and I. And we were like, no, we're not gonna take him. He's like 1. He was like 2 or something. He's super young. We're not gonna take him. We'll have to carry him the whole time. But he got enough crap to carry. And his mom was very insistent, so my brother said, all right, fine. We take him. He's super excited. And we get there and we hop out of the truck, you know, start walking, and he's just still so excited that he gets to go out with his dad and his uncle, you know. And I'm not kidding, like 5 minutes into it, 3 minutes into it, he is panting and heaving, and he just says, he can't, you know, he can barely speak at that time. So he just says, too hot, all done, go home. And we just barely started hiking up this mountain. We're like, no, Landon, it's only been a couple minutes. We're not going home. So we take him, put him on our shoulders, and hike around with him, and he's happy to do that. But anyways, stinging nettle. So we stop. Oh, it's a nice little spot to look around with. And we stop. My brother's sitting up a trail cam. I'm just sitting there next to him, and oh, my finger's stinging. And he all of a sudden says, "Owie!" And I'm looking at him like, "What's wrong?" And all of a sudden, my arm starts stinging as well. And I look around, and I'm sitting on some stinging nettle. And he sat right next to me, so he's in it too. And I look at him. I'm like, "It's gonna be okay." You know, I'm trying to not freak out because I'm worried he's just gonna cry. And it's not gonna hurt him; it's just gonna cause him pain. But he sucks it up. And he's like 2. He sucks it up and he's like, and he just sits there and he takes it. And I took out some bee sting stuff. That was just kind of, and it was the only thing I had in my first aid kit. And it worked though. I put it on me and it went away after a minute. Put it on him, he stopped complaining about it. I was impressed. 2-year-old, I had a cousin, she got some stinging nettle on her. She's bawling for 20 minutes and stuff and just couldn't take it, you know. And Penny is under a log crawling through it. Anyways, so he's tougher than like a 12-year-old girl at 2. But he knew that was the condition that he came with us, is that he had to tough it out, and he did. He did awesome for a 2-year-old. He did awesome. Got my floppy hat here. My silly hat, but hey, I don't need sunscreen when I wear this. I got long sleeve shirt, long pants, and then I don't need that. There's just still so much stinging nettle here. I'm gonna have to keep looking and find a better spot. This river, the further it goes down, I'm sure the bigger it's gonna get, the stream here. The further it goes down, the bigger it's gonna get, so I'm gonna keep scouting around, look for a better spot. All right, this looks like a great spot. This is just a couple minutes walk over. I got the stream right here. Great for cleaning and cooking, purifying water, stuff like that. I'll probably dig out a bit of it with a stick so that I can get my whole bottle into there and fill it up instead of this. I mean, it's only about this deep, so I wouldn't really be able to fill up a bottle or something with it. I have to do it tablespoons at a time, and I don't want to bother with that. And he's having fun. So I'm gonna go grab my bag. Probably just leave the camera here. Go grab my bag. And yeah, I'm not seeing much stinging nettle here either. So that's good. That's good. I don't want to be sleeping on any stinging nettle. And it's flat enough that I think I can sleep here fairly comfortably. I'm gonna have to scout around for a specific place that I'm gonna sleep though. There looks like there's a little bit of some downed aspen over there. There's some more over here. There's quite a bit of aspen. I'll have to clear out some of this to make sure that my fire doesn't do any wildfire starting. Seems like a pretty good spot. Granted, it doesn't have too much sunlight, so with because of all the canopy. But if I'm going to do my sustainable fire practice, I'm probably have to move over a little bit getting some better sunlight that's a little bit more consistent. We do have some little bit of clouds. Let me show you guys a little shot of the canopy up here. So there's a canopy and there's some intermediate clouds, but there she is having a blast. She's normally a pretty barky dog, but once you get her out running, she quiets down. I think she just needs more time like this. And as far as I know, she hasn't gone really out very much since I've taken her out a couple months ago. I'm sure they take her on walks and stuff, but nothing like this. Oh, nice. Dead standing aspen over there. That'll be nice. Knock that down. That'll be quite a bit of firewood right there. All right. Well, now comes the part. I'll have to look around for shelter and shelter materials and see what I can come up with. Got quite a few of these tiny aspens, which I'll probably cut down. I mean, there's no shortage of these, and not all of them can become trees anyways. So I'll probably try to cut down these sickly ones or the small ones and leave the nice big strong ones to become some more aspens. And for anybody who doesn't know, this aspen grove is most likely one organism. So it sends out shoots, roots underground, they come up out of the ground and new aspens are spawned, right? But they're all genetically identical because they're all still connected by the roots, which makes them a pretty resilient plant. If a forest fire comes through, wipes the whole thing out, it's got that entire root system to draw nutrients from, send out new shoots, start up new aspens. There's a aspen grove in the kind of central Utah. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Bob or something. It's Matt, I can't remember. Anyways, it's this big aspen grove that's been there, as far as I can tell, for like 3,000 years or more. It's one of the oldest living organisms on Earth. And it's been burned down several times by forest fires, and it just regrows, keeps coming back. But apparently right now they're running into some problems. They think it's starting to die, which is kind of sad because it's one of the oldest living things that exists. So, enough talking, let's look for some shelter. Alright, so I think this is my spot here. Got Penny, got our local sheep herder guy way up on there on his horse. Boop. Waved at him. Seems like a nice guy. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cross member from here over to here, and I'm going to try to do it a little bit lower on it, and then I'm going to try to get some the side to come further out so that way I can sleep right about here-ish, which is the entrance of it. So the entrance is going to be from this side. And I'm going to have the cross members, Penny, no. The sheep herder's got their dogs over here. Went down here, Penny's chasing them. Anyways, I'm going to come out wide so that way I can sleep under it. And I think that's one mistake I made last time, was that I didn't make it wide enough to really get under it for protection. And also I didn't really have many materials that I could use for waterproofing, but I think I can make do with these aspen boughs, and then maybe a combination of these wider leaved, whatever the heck these are, and use some of these too. So that's the boy dog that was, he seems quite infatuated. No Penny's spade, so sorry boy, no fun. Let's get to it. The star of shelter making, in my opinion, is the Boreal 21 folding bow saw by Gobble Canyon. About 60, 70 bucks for this guy, not including shipping. I had a sheath for it, got rid of it, it was too heavy, for the light and weight. Anyways, start off by sawing. So my shelter is about my arm length plus the bow saw. Okay, I need to start way over here. You know what, that's the end of it. I'm going to start over here and just go with the already pre-cut back of it. Away, away, away. This is serious, dog. Okay, there we go. Got my cordage pre-cut into S-beaner. So I can start off with the 6 foot. Keep my cordage on my bag so I can actually find it. Okay. So hopefully this is going to just be kind of a lean-to. One thing I'm doing a little bit different is I'm strapping the log on this side to give me just that much extra room inside of my shelter. Okay, there's that side pretty good. I'll have to get a longer piece for this other side. Okay. There we go. 200 pounds, no problem. Not even much of a creek. So this spot's nice because last time I was pretty far from a water source, which is something I wanted to change this time. And there's no fish in here. I mean, bacteria can probably barely fit in that thing. But Penny can drink as much as she wants. I don't even have to pay attention to it. She knows where it is. She can get as much as she wants out of there. No concern of mine. Just got to make sure I give her some food, which she probably won't eat because she didn't eat last time. Alright, some dead standing. I'm betting I don't want to fall that way with all those branches there, but then again this bottom here is pointed that way. Guess we'll see. Or I can just push it. That works too. Honestly, this is going to be good firewood. It's thick enough but not so huge that it's kind of unwieldy. So I think I'm going to leave this for firewood. Come back to that later. Use some other stuff for the shelter. And stick in the middle of nowhere. The part where I sawed it didn't even break. Guess that shows me. Alright. Took me about 20 minutes, something like that. Maybe half an hour to get these major beams across. I ran into some problems with these couple. It was a nice dry aspen that had fallen on the ground, but unfortunately I kind of attacked it in the middle where there was weight pushing down, and so my saw kept getting caught. So I had to go further to the end, get mostly through one, but that one still had a lot of pressure on it too. And so I had to cut about 90% of the way through it, then pull it sideways and bust it. And then I could work with the middle and the end of it. So I got 3 out of that log. These are much deeper in here. I would say about 5 feet deep. And so now I'm going to take some of these aspen shoots, some of the smaller ones, the ones that are a little overcrowded, and use those to help facilitate growth, but also to of the better ones, but also to cover my shelter. I only used this Boreal 21 saw. It worked great. I have noticed that it does compress a little when I'm using it, and so that the blade when it gets caught, the blade kind of bends. I can see it kind of bend because it's getting pushed on, and it's kind of bending in the middle. But it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, that's. Now I'm gonna start with these aspens. No, no, no. Dang it! Sliced my finger pretty bad. Yeah, yeah. Now you can't move. You can't escape. You're stuck. She still loves it. A lot of the times dogs will panic when you hold them still. No, she doesn't mind. She's just been following me around. You should go do more stuff, dog. Go do things. Have some fun. Go eat bugs. Go pee in the river. I'm sure the animals love that. It's like their favorite thing.